Welcome to Garden Plants with Jim Putnam. Let's talk Diamond Spire Gardenia. Diamond Spire is a truly unique new gardenia. This one has an upright, narrow growth habit. Beautiful dark green foliage it's evergreen, so it doesn't lose its leaves. It has this really interesting shape to the leaf. It's different than any other gardenia I've ever grown before. It's kind of a roundish, almost a fiddle leaf fig type foliage, much smaller obviously, but very different. But it still has that lustrous green color that we love about gardenias. And then again, it has this upright, narrow habit. It's gonna reach 3 to 4 feet in height, maybe 2 feet in width. That's what it says on the tag. I think it's gonna get a little bit taller than that, just based on how it's been growing in my landscape thus far. Sun or shade, I'm gonna say lean towards sun, but this is hardy in zone 7 to 10, and I think if you were growing this in zone 10, you definitely wanna lean toward part shade. Up in my 7B garden in Raleigh, North Carolina, I can definitely put it in more sun than you could in zone 10. And of course, it's a gardenia, so the flowering is one of the main things that we're after, not just this interesting habit in the dark green foliage. Diamond Spire has single white flowers that are super, super fragrant. It came into full bloom at the house in the spring and was just covered in flowers. Took a break, put on some new growth, and then has since been flowering on and off the rest of the summer. So this one is definitely, has that reblooming habit that we're looking for in gardenias. I'm shooting this video right at the end of August, and this group here at Pender Nursery is actually completely budded up to rebloom again. These are gonna have a lot of flowers on them going right into the fall. Where we're gonna use a little small, narrow, upright evergreen plant with shiny foliage and fragrant flowers, a lot of different uses for it. I mean, if you have a low foundation and you have a spot where you just need a little bit of height, but you can't figure out what to use, you don't want to use an arborvitae that gets 25 feet tall, this is a perfect choice for that, where you need just a narrow little piece, maybe next to your steps, right and left. Also makes a fantastic container plant, although again, it's hardy in zone 7 to 10. In zone 7, if you're using it as a container plant, you'd want to winter protect it. Those of you in 8, 9, and 10 can just leave it out in a container during the winter time. Fertilizing can be done once a year toward the end of winter or the beginning of spring. That's all it really needs. You really wouldn't want to fertilize this in the mid to late summer time frame, because you could push some new growth on a gardenia, which would get damaged when you get your first frost in the fall. Gardenias are considered very deer resistant. Here's my Diamond Spire in the ground for the last year, looking fantastic. I have a clay-based soil here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and with the gardenias, I mound them up a bit. They don't like wet feet. They're pretty drought tolerant, easy care plants, really. But initially planting them, I just want to make sure that they're draining water away a bit and not collecting water. Other than that, again, pretty easy. This one bloomed heavily back in the spring, and it's budded up to bloom again this fall. This can be pruned. It doesn't really require any pruning, and this one hasn't been pruned. It has a very fastigiate or upright habit without doing any maintenance to it. But if you need to take a crazy limb off, you can do that anytime. If you need any general pruning or shaping on it, you would do that after the spring flowering. These bloom on new growth, so you could do it at the end of winter as well, but typically that mid-spring or late spring after that first bloom is probably the best time of year to do it. But otherwise, this is just a super low maintenance, no fuss, upright shrub with perfect little white fragrant flowers on it throughout the growing season, really. So thanks for watching.